You've been denied disability twice, and you might be sitting there wondering, what am I doing wrong? My condition is real, my pain is real, so why does the Social Security Administration keep saying no? The answer is, in a majority of cases, it comes down to one thing: a gap in your medical record. Not your condition, not your credibility, your paperwork. And today I'm going to explain what that gap looks like and how to address it before your administrative law judge hearing. My name is Kaitlin Wildoner, and I'm an attorney who helps disabled clients obtain their disability benefits as quickly as possible so they can focus on getting better. In today's video, we're discussing a common reason disability claims are denied twice: the medical documentation gap, and how to identify it in your records, correct it before the administrative law judge hearing, and make sure your evidence actively supports your case. Here's the core problem. When you tell your doctor, my back is killing me, or I can't sleep because of the pain, that is considered a subjective complaint. It matters to you, it matters to your doctor, but to the Social Security Administration, subjective statements are not sufficient on their own. The Social Security Administration requires objective medical evidence. This means clinical test results, laboratory findings, diagnostic imaging like MRIs or X-rays, and physician notes that document observable, measurable limitations. If your records are full of statements like patient reports severe back pain, but they lack the physical exam findings or structural assessments, the Social Security Administration has a paper trail that fails to legally support your claim, regardless of how severe your condition actually is. Before your administrative law judge hearing, you may want to request a copy of your medical records from every healthcare provider you've seen since your disability began. As you review your medical records, look at these specific factors. Consistency. Are your diagnoses clearly and consistently documented across multiple visits? Functional notes. Does your doctor explicitly write down your functional limitations, such as you cannot stand for more than 20 minutes at a time, or that you cannot lift more than 10 pounds? Treatment gaps. Are there gaps in your care, months where you did not see a medical provider? The Social Security Administration frequently uses treatment gaps to argue that your condition is not as severe as you claim. If you had to skip appointments due to a lack of insurance or inability to pay, it is vital that this financial barrier is explicitly noted in your record. The most practical action you can take right now is to ask your treating physician to document your specific functional limitations in their progress notes. They need to record not just your diagnosis, but exactly what your diagnosis prevents you from doing during a standard 8-hour workday. It can also be helpful to ask your doctor to complete a residual functional capacity or RFC assessment. This administrative form outlines your exact physical and mental boundaries in a workplace setting. It can be an influential piece of evidence to bring to an administrative law judge because the judges can give weight to treating physician opinions when they are detailed, consistent, and fully supported by clinical findings. The medical documentation gap is a silent reason many claims fail, but now you know how to look for it. Request your records, review them chronologically, and speak with your doctor about your functional restrictions before your hearing date. Next week, we're tackling a question I receive constantly. Can you actually win an ALJ hearing without an attorney? Subscribe so you don't miss that video, and I will see you next Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching. If you're disabled and unable to work, click the scheduling link below, or give us a call directly for a free consultation where we discuss your case and see what I can do to help you.